Welcome to Today I Work On. In this video, I'm going to go over what the process was, the cost, and the communication to purchase Doorwin windows. First, let's talk about the process. The process, I found a Facebook group, and it's Build Your Own House Facebook group. I'll put up the link if you want to join it, if you're going to build your own house. And I was asking around, what's everyone doing for windows and doors? And then a couple of people mentioned some Chinese door and window companies. And I was like, okay, let me give them a shot. So I messaged somebody and they gave me the contact number to TT at Doorwin. And that started in October of 2023. It took 6 versions and a lot of back and forth. I mean, WhatsApp messaging, emailing, to finally get my package ready to go. The process and communication go together. You have to be on top of your rep. Now, TT has been in the States. She's probably better at English, but through text, there is a culture barrier and a communication barrier still with the reps. I've been reading a lot about it, so make sure you get your plans, go over with a fine-tooth comb every single line item, from colors, like the door behind me is a different color, to the grills, to the sizes. The sizes, we had a miscommunication because she was going off of the model number that my draftsman put in, and she thought that was the size of the window. But I had a whole door and window schedule, and that was like the biggest miscommunication. That took like 2 weeks to figure out because the order is huge. I have 42 windows, 5 exterior doors, and 4 garage doors. It was a big order if you saw it. Make sure you stay on top of the order, because once you get these doors and windows, that's it. In my opinion, you're buying these windows and doors because you did your homework, you went over every single detail on your order, and whatever comes on it, you get a CAD, that is it. So once you sign off on that version of your order, it goes in production, it's on you if you make a mistake. Concerning the process, say something goes wrong, just for an example, I'll give you a quick example now. My garage doors, the bottom weatherproofing seal broke within a week of me opening and closing my garage door. And I messaged TT and she got me, she's actually FedExing it me now. Another example, behind me, these doors here, they're off a little bit. I'll do a close-up. This door was like that from the factory. Out of the 5 exterior doors, this was the only door that was off a little bit. And I saw it at the factory and actually heard the hit, but I didn't really understand what they were showing me. If I went back, I would have told TT that door needs to be fixed. The videos, so this leads me into, like, once you put the order in, you get 50% on your deposit. The whole order goes into production, and then once the production's done, you will get videos of all your doors and windows. You see them, they like stage it up, they open, they close, they show all the windows, they show the garage doors, which were beautiful. And then once you agree to that, you give them the other 50%, and then they show you pictures of them loading up all the doors and windows in the container. And then off to the USA. Let's talk about the cost on these windows. So for example, behind me, the 2 double doors. So that's a 72 by 96. That was last year's prices. That was $1,761 with the color. The color doesn't matter. You can get any real color you like. The garage doors, so the single garage door was $2,100. The double garage door was $3,700. And that is cheap compared to what people want today, because those doors are stout. I do recommend, I have a heated and climate controlled garage, so I wanted the triple pane glass, but the garage doors are very heavy. If you're not doing that, I would definitely opt for the lighter doors because it's just easier on all the hardware. The garage doors and Doorwin, they're actually getting better with all of it, but it's still a little bit rough concerning garage doors. A lot of garage door guys will not want to install them, and you might have a hard time trying to find someone that's going to want to do the garage doors. Like a 36 by 62 window, they were like $574 a piece. A standard 36 inch by 96 inch high was around $1,000, $971. I'm gonna put up my whole list on what I ordered, what was the mistake order. I can't find the last invoice, but the last V6 version 6, and the order from the initial order, because the mistakes were made, it was another $3,000-$4,000. So you got to make sure, like, when you get that initial estimate, it is on the money, because the original estimate, the windows were smaller, and then the new estimate, they were bigger, so they charge more money. But after 42 windows, you're going to add $3,000 to $4,000. They did give me a discount. This is the 70 series window, which I do like. If I knew what the 80 series looked like, I would probably go with the 80 series, because I was able to touch them at the International Building Show. I have a video for that. Now let's get into the cost to get it here. The cost to get it here, you're talking, depends on the political environment of where we're at. When I initially put the order in October, November of last year, of 2023, it was like $4,500 to ship. And then something happened in the Middle East. They closed down, I think, the Suez Canal. That jumped to $8,000. That was a huge jump. So also you have a time issue. CT was like, hey, just let's wait it out a little bit. Do you need them right now? I was like, no, I don't need them right now. So we waited. We were able to get it shipped for $6,000. So we're at $42,000 and then $6,000 to ship. Now there's two more fees involved. One is the package charge. They charged me $1,500, the package, all the material, which I was happy to pay, because if you see in my other videos, these bad boys were wrapped so well. I was not worried whatsoever. And also remember, if you're worried about something getting damaged, the windows are all tempered. So, I mean, they could get beat up quite a bit. They could get tempered. A tempered window, the only way it breaks is if it gets hit on the tips or the sides. That's how it shatters. But I felt pretty confident I wouldn't have to worry about that. Lastly, the cost for the tariffs and the taxes, the DDP, it was around, they'd work with you a little bit on this, and that was around $2,000. We're at 42 plus 6 plus 1,500 plus 2. So this order for 42 windows, 5 doors, 4 garage doors, came out to around $50,000, give or take. I know behind me, if I ordered this with a Pella door or a higher end door that's actually not as good as these doors, we're talking big money. This door behind me again was $1,761. You're talking $4,000 or $5,000. This is an 8-foot door by 6 feet wide with French door hardware. Like, you're gonna save money, but this is the most important thing you need to listen to on this video. You need to know what you're doing. You need to be very familiar in the trades. You need to be very familiar with installing windows and doors, knowing how the process works, because if you're just like a desk worker and you're a little handy, but you've never built a house or put an order in like this, I don't know if it's, I think you might have to pay the premium, or you really need to do your homework, and this is why I'm doing this video. You need to know how to read plans. You need to be redundant on checking everything, because I know Doorwin has a warranty, but I'm not sure how it's actually going to work. And talking about the warranty, if a door opens and closes, when they send you those pictures at the factory, guess what? It's going to open and close forever unless the installers don't install it correctly. Now, out of 42 windows, are all them perfect? There's a couple that I had to adjust, but they're so mechanically easy to adjust, I'm able to fix it. So I'm not worried about this order. If you have your hands tied and you're not gonna get dirty, you might be a little upset with the whole process, because you'll need to depend on someone else to make your magic happen. So that is basically how the process works, how the communication goes, and how the cost goes. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the actual shipping company. The shipping went out in about early February, and they rolled up about 2 to 3 months later. because they had to take the long way to get to the States. That is going to be dependent on where you live in the country. But just figure 2 to 3 months just to be safe. My windows arrived on time perfectly, so I wasn't upset about, I timed it because I'm good at these things. But if the cost is good, just keep asking, hey, how much it is to ship? How much it is to ship? Like if you get a really good number, just send them because they sit in boxes. Also, if you do get the boxes, cover them up really well. If you don't cover up the garage doors, usually those go in later. All your hardware is going to rust, and mine did. I did cover them up, but I kind of forgot about them. And then, yeah, make sure you cover them up. So I live in Northeast PA. The container landed in Newark. You get an email right away from the shipping person, and he tells you that he's the person responsible to getting it to your house, and he asks you, he confirms everything. He asked me to pay a tariff, and I told him I paid everything through Doorwin. You get the money through Doorwin, so I didn't pay a penny for that. But some people might be sketchy, and they might take advantage of you, and you might pay more on that other side when you don't actually have to. So keep that in mind. Once the cargo ship is delivered, and there's some apps the supplier person knows what ship it's on, so like you could look up that ship and see where it is on the cargo ship app. I forgot what the name it is. Once it comes here, then you set up delivery, and then as you know, that's another cost, is unloading the material. So if you add my guys, I charge them, they charge me $900 for the day for 3 guys, and then the cost to rent the telehandler, which was like $300-400. That's another $1,000. But in the scheme of $50,000, I'm not really thinking about that because it doesn't take that long to unload the cargo container. So we were doing all the stuff during the day. So split that in half. So you're talking another $500-600 to unload it. I want to talk to Doorwin about this. I wish I could set up a company and just have crews out unloading all their stuff, because it would make the client feel better about the process. But you do, on a Doorwin order, you do need to take care of all this. So it is a lot, but you do save a lot of money. And honestly, the product, I have not had one person, especially in the trades or just regular people, come in and not be blown away by the weight and the feel of these doors, because they are just amazing. Now they are a little different because they'll tilt turn, the sills are different. I'm going to get into all that in another video, but I think I covered basically the cost and the process and the communication. If you have any questions about how all this works, just please ask in the comments. If you like these videos, I'm going to continue to do Doorwin videos because there's still a lot of things I need to go over. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.